Hey, welcome back. This is Dog. We are here in Fisher Online. It's been a couple days since I made a video. Thought we'd go ahead and do another one here, and we are at France. I'm not sure I've done a video at France here. It all runs together. I can't remember. If I did, it was probably pretty quick. France is an interesting place, so I think I did do one video here. But anyway, I have fished at both of these little areas, but what we're going to try today for the first time is I'm going to go to the bigger water lake here and fish off this island using a boat, and see if the boat helps us a little bit with running down the carp, because honestly my gear's probably not quite strong enough to be here. Maybe one rod is, but the other two really aren't. I think what I'm saving up for now, my strongest rod is this Carp Hunter 2, which has a breaking point of 25 kilos. I think I'm just going to save up for the next one, which does upgrade it a little bit, and then we'll look at the reels the same way. Right now I've got a reel that has a similar friction brake. The strength is 16. All of these reels have a strength of 16, so I think I'm going to go to the one that has up to 29, so we can take advantage of that 30 mark as close as possible. We could save up even more. That is a lot of silver though, so we'll see how it goes. I think it depends somewhat. After I record this video, I'm going to go over to the Netherlands for the first time, which I've never been there before. One buddy and I that play this together are going to try to figure out Netherlands a little bit, which, if I'm not mistaken, is the newest map. Even though it's only a level 20 map, I think it's the one that's most recently been dropped. I could be wrong on that, but that's my understanding. So right now we're going to the bigger lake, and I can kind of show you what we're fishing with once we get some rods in the water. So we're going to get out on this boat, and what's kind of cool is there's a fish trader right here, so you don't have to go all the way back to the start if you want to just sell fish. I do have a couple of quests. Daily quest here is for grass carp. May just end up ignoring that if the grass carp aren't active over here from this island. And then also have a leather carp supply quest for mollusk pieces if we get some like 3 or under size leathers, which at least on the other lakes you often do. I'm not sure what this will be like. So there's not as many spots on this island as I was expecting, because looks like there's a lot of weed coverage. So let's just kind of get here and see what there is. There's some fish activity there. So we're out on this island now, and it looks like the deeper parts at least are going to be on sort of the northwest side and the southeast side. So basically right here. I may just cast over here, to be honest. Yeah, it doesn't look like there's a whole lot. Well, let's see. Maybe there'll be an opening. Yeah, there's an opening on this side as well. And we're still into some deeper areas, so maybe we'll cast from right there. And it looks like there's an equally available spot down on this side. And you kind of, I mean, I don't know. And I don't know if you always want to be in the deeper area. Seems like deeper areas are often good in this game, but let's just get some rods in the water and just kind of see how things go. So here's our first rod. This is the one we have upgraded to the highest, the strongest rod. It's actually got the carp spool on there, so a lot more line. We are using size 2 hooks. I think we could go up to 3 here. I mean, I know you can. I've definitely caught fish here, carp here on 3. But until I get a sense of a spot, I like to have a little higher bite rate. So, yeah, I'm just trying to think of how far out we want to cast. It may not matter. They may just be all over the place over here. There's no telling. And then our next 2 rods are going to be identical. These are the older rods. We've had these for quite a while, the Deep Stream 18s with the Raiwa 3000 Experts. So we are using cabbage on the first and third rod, and this middle one we're going to put strawberry out. We've got the same PVA, that carp honey PVA on all 3. This one will be a little more close to shore. And then again, here's cabbage again I think we'll just kind of cast this one slightly different direction. Alright, what I actually want to do is go get the boat. And we'll come around. You know, I could be totally wrong, but I have this suspicion that some of the larger carp are here on this side in this bigger lake. So that's why I had stayed away from here for a while. But then I started thinking, once I realized there was a boat over here, I was actually like, the boat may be our ticket, because with my level of gear, we get into some really, really lengthy carp battles, just trying to tire them out. And the boat might help us shorten some of those battles. So if we need the boat, it's right there. Let's see what size fish this is. Okay, this is a smaller one. And again, this is on cabbage. We have cabbage out, and I feel like cabbage does have a reasonable chance of catching grass carp if they're present. Other things as well. We should check and see what the record grass carp here is actually on. It might be like grass or mint or something, but we'll look at that in just a minute. So this is a very reasonable size one. This is not a big carp. Big enough to keep, but not big enough to need to chase down. Looks like a leather. A lot of leathers in France, at least so far for me. I mean, I almost no matter where I catch fish, I'm going to do that without quest. I think that one is big enough for us to not. That's worth enough silver to just go ahead and keep that. I suspect we'll have a couple 3 kilos before long. So let's look at records and see what grass carp, the largest at least, records. Strawberry. Dream Trip. What's up, Dream? So I do have strawberry on the middle line, which is interesting because I was thinking strawberry might be the least likely to get grass carp. Alright, so we'll see. The other thing I'm not absolutely sure of is how much carp will actually be biting overnight. Thanks for the follow. AEE94. Oh, those random follows I get when I'm not streaming. Gotta love it. I guess one thing we can do is watch the in-game chat to see. Here's strawberries, by the way. See if once we get into nighttime, if other people are still catching carp. If the carp stop biting overnight, which would seem weird, but if they do, we can always. I mean, we can wrap up the video, but also there's a leather that we definitely want to take towards that quest. You can also, at France here, you can switch to catfish. You can use night crawlers, and they will work quite nicely. Let's see if this is coming straight in. If it's coming straight in, we'll just reel it in. We probably won't chase them with the boat unless it's pulling line or just not kind of, just sort of not coming in very, very well. See if we can catch a non-leather carp, or if we're just, once again, in a high leather concentrated area. I was thinking from back, I don't remember if it was the very first time I played this game, when it first was available, or maybe sometime after that, but certainly a long time ago. Someone just caught a nice golden carp, by the way. I was thinking that some maps had multiple travel points, and if there's some of you that have been around Fisher Online and played it more consistently over the months, you have to tell me if that's the case. I haven't seen them this time. So I'm wondering if that's something that I'm just remembering wrong, or if they at some point were taken out. You're going to be shocked to find out that this was another leather carp without quest for sure. So the only thing that's a little nerve-wracking about having a daily quest involving what you're catching is accidentally clicking the wrong thing there. So, I mean, if there's not a second travel point at this map, which is a pretty large map, I might just be remembering wrong. I was even thinking in some of the earlier maps, there was like multiple travel points where you could kind of get around pretty quick, but I might be wrong on that. So the other thing I'm curious about is, are there spots on the edges of this lake? Maybe, like over there. It looks like maybe you could fish over there. It looks like there is a deep area over there. So how much fishing happens from the edge of this lake versus out here on the island? We'll have to keep watching, because so far we haven't caught any fish. There's another leather. Any fish on our third rod. We'll definitely take that towards the supply quest, which is almost complete now. Might be worth moving spots here based on what we're seeing. I just would love to see some variety and not just leathers. And then, again, I'm not sure what all's available, but it looks as if... Can you get through here? No. It looks as if... okay, those I think are going to be as far as you can go, right? So there is a barrier to this section over here. Is that correct? And if that's the case, even if we are chasing a carp on the boat, we need to be careful about where it goes. So there's not a ton of spots from the shore, at least that's visible from over here. I just don't see a lot of spots. Is that where we came in from, perhaps? So there's some spots over there. Here's the dock. Except for this little spot over here, I suspect some of the best fishing is probably from this island. Okay, there's going to be the dock over there. Yeah, definitely a lot of spots up on that side of the lake. You could fish from shore and not come to the island. Let's see if we have anything on here. Someone did catch a silver carp. I mean, where else would we want to put it here? Some of the issue may be casting farther. Like, we should do full casts. Does it look as deep out here as it is in this one? This is where I've caught catfish. But there could be, totally could be catfish out here as well. So there's another carp someone caught. Kind of just want to move down to the left a little bit maybe and recast everything and possibly put night crawlers on one to at least see if we can get a single catfish. Why do I have a feeling it's just going to be another leather here? Oh, there's our first fish on that third rod. Actually sounds like that might be a decent one, although it's hard to know till you pick it up. Sometimes it'll pull line. This will be the finish of our quest, our supply quest. You know what, just for fun, let's go run this down. Especially since I don't really know where that barrier is. Way out there, so we're probably good on that. So as long as you have enough strength to get the carp to put its head sort of up in the top of the water, you can pretty easily get these from boat. Oh, ooh! First ever golden carp, actually. I would think that's a... Hopefully that fish is worth a little bit of silver. Well, I think we want to put that right back in the same spot, don't we? Interesting. Alright, I'm going to do a full cast with this one. Wow. Way out there. So that, the golden was on cabbage. This is something tiny. We just want to do it again. Probably. It's not a leather. I've caught the last 3 carp. Let's try one line on night. Oh, we do have a bunch of worms. Forgot about that. I also have crafted a couple of baits. But let's just try night crawlers. And because it is a different PVA, let's just try to get this in a completely different spot here. See if we can scare up a catfish. On the smaller lake part of this lake, at least, the catfish felt very plentiful. Was really, on night crawlers, was able to catch both types of catfish throughout the night. Reasonable bite rate. It was fine. It did not seem quite as lucrative as the carp, at least first impression. But it may just be a size issue. We're still using size 2 hook, so it might be that a size 3 hook would, or even 4, would get into the size catfish that might be worth a lot more silver. I think they do get pretty large here. Let's look at records. So we've got channel catfish getting up to 15 kilos. But then you still have the Wells catfish, and those getting up to 17 kilos. Looks like bait fish on those. So not too big, but pretty nice size. Now that we know there are fish here, I am sort of tempted to move this one up to a size 3 hook. Go right back to cabbage, though. My plan is to stream tonight. Probably will stream RF4, but I have thought about maybe streaming part of the time here as well. So I think we're going to get our first catfish for you here. Looks like I'm wrong. Is that a bream maybe? Oh, night crawlers, huh? Okay. Okie dokie. So our bream here, the largest size going on night crawlers, that is the fact. But look, they don't get very big here at France. At least the records haven't shown them to be very large. So it might not be worth targeting bream here, where like somewhere like Russia, they can be targeted quite nicely with peas. I mean, you'll never know unless you try it here, I guess, with peas, but I'm sure someone has tried that. Yeah, it looks like some carp are still coming in overnight. Not for us, but for other folks. It may be that there's some better night spots. Again, there's still so much I don't know about this game. Just haven't, spent the time or done the testing and with different things, but so this is 122, 167. Well, we got that golden carp. That was a surprise. I think this will be a decent one, maybe. But if you enjoy carp fishing, this feels like the map to go to, at least of the ones that I've played so far. Even more so than Germany. Although Germany's got some really good carp fishing as well. It just feels like they get bigger here and there's more variety. I guess Ukraine to a degree, if you, especially with the wild carp. There are some other carp at Ukraine, but I don't know. This basically feels like, if you're familiar with RF4, this to me feels like a smaller version of something like Amber Lake, basically. Really curious what this is. It's flapping around out there. It's leather. I believe this will just be another leather. Without quest. Not quite large size. Okay, let's just give it a couple more minutes and then we'll wrap it up. We've got some nice carp in the net. Especially curious about that golden to see if they are in fact, like for example, is this 7 kilo golden worth more than a 9 kilo leather? If they're more rare, you would think they would be, but we'll see. We'll see how they do it in this one. So we're level 21, a little more than 21 and a third. If I go through dailies again later today and just do some more fishing in general, we'll hit level 22 before too much longer. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, that opens up Italy 22. So right now I've got Netherlands that I've never been to, which is a channel, I guess. And then we'll have Italy at 22 that I've never been into as well. And then that's it until Finland, 26. So once we hit 22, you kind of settle in for a few levels. And then Serbia is 2 levels later at 28, and then Iran at 30. And as of this point, I think this is the last map that's actually available. I mean, there's some other things on the map that just looks like they haven't been implemented yet. If I'm understanding it correctly. But I have 4,296 silver. So if we're going to get the carp rod that's just like one upgrade tier higher than this one, than the first rod we have here, then we're basically about halfway there right now. I wonder if the grass carp are more prevalent. There was some spots like down here where there's just tons of reeds and just lots of foliage and stuff, not only on the sides but even like out in the parts of the lake. I wonder if some of the, because I remember seeing motleys down there. Grass carp might be down there as well. But close to the dock, like right where you spawn in, which is here. Off this dock, almost exclusively leathers is what I was catching there. I think occasionally mirrors maybe, but mostly leathers. Well, I was trying to wait for one more fish, but this last one's taking a minute. I just suspect that there's better spots than this one. Maybe even off this island. I just have to try some more things out. $121, 167. I should mark this on that map spot though, since we did catch the we did catch the golden out here. France and oh, this map isn't correct, is it? Is this what the map used to look like, maybe? Or is that just the fishable areas? $121, 167? Bream leather mirror channel. So it looks like maybe this hasn't been updated. It looks like it hasn't been updated. We actually caught it at night, but all right. Well, that's kind of the best we can do. There we go. Oh, it's a nice one. Let's run this sucker down. Might be a real nice one. It's not that nice. Large carp, though. We'll take it. I definitely thought it'd be a little nicer than that. I think we probably could have gotten that one in from shore, but I will take it. Maybe a lot of the other carp species just fight more than the leathers. I've gotten so used to catching leathers here, and they tend to, except for the really big ones, like closer to the 20 kilo mark, they tend to not put up too much of a fight. Let's just make sure we don't have anything else on before we head back to town. Nah. Alright. So let's see how we did, then we will wrap it up. $253 silver, and that golden carp was worth more, so that's nice. 253 silver total, though. And yeah, it's not too bad. I mean, I think if you can efficiently get on the carp, you can make a decent amount of silver here for sure. Even without the, dailies and stuff popping. So we're up to 4,500. Okay, as always, thanks for watching. Let me know how you are doing. If you like fishing France and know some good spots, let me know. If you want to share. But feels like, especially if you want to catch leather carp, you can kind of just cast anywhere. But I still need to work on some other spots to see about those grass carp for when this daily pops up. But I appreciate you being here, and I will see you next time.